Hello everybody, Stephanie from Platinum Chat AI again, and I know I said that I would be back Monday, but so much has happened. Namely, I got sick Monday night. Like, I can't even describe to you what was actually going on because it would be TMI, but I just was not feeling well. I think I may have had a little bit of a fever, and then Tuesday, I was kind of recovering to the point where I couldn't sit up straight very long without just having some serious discomfort and pain throughout my entire nether regions, including down to my knees. Yeah. Anyway, welcome back. I hope some of you have taken advantage of the free resource I left in the previous video, which were the custom template that you can begin to customize for yourself and start using it in ChatGPT. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do is to review that previous video. I surely could use your help. I could use a like, I could use a subscribe, I could use a bookmark, and I could use a share the information and share the channel. So if you could kindly drop that down in the comments, I would love that. And let other people know that this is a channel where I just want to give you layman's terms and just keep it real with you instead of talking in a lofty space where you may watch everybody else take advantage of using ChatGPT for business and you're not able to because you don't necessarily operate in that space, but you'd like to be a part of it. And then there's some people who are seasoned users of ChatGPT that might find some of the things that I'm doing here very helpful, and I'm honored to have you here as well. So this channel really is for everybody, but primarily those two people groups. Okay, so the last time we were here, and I'm showing this on my screen now, I was using the example of starting up a dog collar business and using ChatGPT to create a profile or a tone of voice and a writing style that will be custom for you. Again, please refer back to the previous video. I'm just going to pick up and keep it moving here. So just a brief overview of what you're seeing right here. This is how you could customize a tone of voice. And it started here with just a fake persona, if you will. I used my own name. I said a little bit about my background and what people referred to me as in terms of their interaction with me. And then I started giving it some context. I want to let it know what am I here for, right? So ChatGPT needs a couple of things. It needs a role, like what role is it playing? It needs a goal, like, okay, so I am this, but what am I doing? And then it needs all the context, like, okay, well, you told me you wanted to have a dog business, but what are some of the other goals that are in there that you want? And I put that I would like to have 1,000 subscribers after 30 days. So it has some information on the background, and it can begin to craft this tone of voice and this persona, if you will, that once you're done, you can plug it into the custom instruction or the customized GPT instructions, which are located in the bottom left corner. If you click on your name and get under settings, you can see it in there. Or excuse me, I think it says customized GPT. It used to formerly be known as custom instructions, and it kind of still is, but it's buried once you get in there. You plug it in, save it, and then enable it for new chats. And remember that once you do that, you have to start a new chat. So don't get halfway through using ChatGPT and say, oh, I'm going to plug my information in and think it's going to work in the new system. No, what you want to do is start a new chat. You could kind of cheat the system and then go in and say, well, let me plug in this profile that I have of myself or that I've saved in a Word document, like I said you should do in the previous video, and go in and say, now speak in this voice, but then it negates all the previous work, and it kind of creates a burden on the context window and its capacity in ChatGPT. So it is just best to do things in the right order by creating your tone of voice, writing style, profile, and then plugging it into the customized GPT field, or putting it in as the first thing in the chat that you've started, and then begin to build out what type of content or information that you need from ChatGPT. So that's pretty much it. What I want to do this week is say, based on what I've already put in here, let me see something real quick. Okay, there it is. So now you can see what we came up with last week, based on building out the profile. Some of the things that I did recommend, and again you can see this in the video, is that I personally like to be addressed by my name or by the shortened version of my name, which is Steph, and I put that in there. So if that's something that you want ChatGPT to communicate to you, you've got to put it in there so that it does that for you. Okay, I also like bulleted list or tables when appropriate, and I like the summaries and key takeaways at the beginning of any information, and then start building out my content. So that's just me. What you're going to do is create your own voice, and then you are going to customize this for you. So a lot of people be like, oh, well, we already know that, and GPTs are out and everything. But a lot of people are just not in a space technically where they can build a GPT or understand building actions or schemas and things like that. So this is the everyday man's way of really, really supercharging your ChatGPT. Okay, so now let's move on to some other things here. I would say, as a business, a dog collar business, I think I would like to have the ability to post some social media content. Okay? So, excuse me. So as we, got down here, I said in your social media post, you could say something like, well, we didn't put that, ChatGPT gave that to us. So I want to come back in, and I want to, let's create some content for social media, right? So since it's already in this chat is not full of a lot of stuff where it's going to bog it down. I'm just going to start here and say, based on the information above, I would like to create and this is how I usually do it to start, a 14-day social, if I could just spell, social media calendar for both Instagram and TikTok, because those are really the biggest ones right now. You can use whatever social media platform you want and put it in there. And now let's like really think about social media and the things that are needed in social media. Strong calls to actions. You want things that are search engine optimized or SEO optimized. You want really good keywords, things like that. And so remember what I told you. You want to make sure that ChatGPT has this role and it has a goal. So we already gave it the role by saying that it was going to create this profile. Now let's give it a little bit more. Okay, so you will be an expert social media manager for the remainder of this chat. All right. In my calendar, I want a topic or subject matter dealing with introducing my dog collars, right? Because we're talking about dog collars. And I'm just going to put a comma. I'm not putting things in the bulleted list right now. I'm going to let ChatGPT do that for me. Introducing my collars, and look, as well as my business. And let's just come up with a name for the business. Let's call it Rough, Tough Collars. Rough, Tough Collars. That would be crazy if that was a name. Rough, Tough Collars. Hey, listen, if you take that, break me off 1%. 1%, that's it. All right. I need compelling. This is a good word. Compelling um, text overlay content. Now, this is important. So one piece is what you see when you're looking at social media and you see the words on the screen, right? That's the text overlay content. I also need, though, a strong CTA laden caption along with, ready, hashtags relevant to the dog collar supply industry. Okay. And then last but not least, I need some visual suggestions I could use. All right. Now, remember, I told this that I like table format and bulleted list. But because I'm coming back in, I am always that person who's going to just say, place this all in a table format. Reason for it, because if I can see it like a calendar style, which is like a table, it makes more sense to me. If I had it in a bulleted list, I'm scrolling versus looking at something where I can take this list and I can pull it out and I can put it directly onto a spreadsheet, okay? And I can just copy and paste it right into a spreadsheet, and I'll show you how to do that. So let's go in and hit enter for right now, and here you go. So I'm in Arizona, and today it is 90 degrees, and I am in my room, and I always have a hat on because my hair looks atrocious right now, and actually it's actually only 88, but it is really steaming. Okay, so let's look how it's putting it out. It's telling the days that I'm going to post things. It's going to give me a theme. It's going to give me that text overlay information. I'll scroll up while this is finishing. It's giving me my caption. So remember, that's the theme. The theme of day one is, okay, this is where I'm introducing my brand. So no matter what industry or business you're in, what product you're having, you know, this is saying we're going to introduce that as you, Joe Schmo, and we're going to get that brand out there. Okay. The text overlay, which is the introduction, is meet rough, tough callers. Okay. And then the caption, which goes below, right, is going to be welcome to rough, tough callers. So you can read that for yourself. And then I'm just going to copy and paste these hashtags in there. And I probably will add a few more. I could have actually gone in here and said, add 10 hashtags relevant to that industry. And then last but not least, is it still going? Oh, it only needs one more because I only asked for 14 days. And here we go. Let's look at this first visual suggestion. It's introducing yourself and showing some collar designs. That's pretty straightforward. I think a lot of people overthink social media content. Yes, there are strategies, but when you begin to overthink it, you can get analysis paralysis. You can get bogged down in, oh my goodness. Now, I will also say, I think it's important for you to look at other content creators or maybe other people in the industry to see what makes their post work. But for the most part, I think authenticity wins day in and day out. It's just that you have to understand some principles behind social media marketing. And this is a great start for those of you who don't know how to do it. Now, I'm going to tell you, there is a way, and we're not going to cover it today, but there is a way that you can link all of this up in Canva. There are already multiple people on Instagram as well as TikTok teaching you how to do that. But here, this is a space where I really want you to really harness the power of ChatGPT first. Once you understand how to write good prompts and how to get it to perform the way that you want it to, then the other stuff is 1, 2, 3. Where I see most people's content that has been produced in ChatGPT failing is the fact that they do not know how to write a good prompt or have a conversation, if you will, with ChatGPT that can produce what they need. So that's what our focus is for today. So what I really like here is, look at this. Look at this caption, join the pack. So we're talking about dog collars, right? So that's kind of terminology that's relevant to the industry. Again, you can come in and revise this and say, you know, add such and such on. So I'm not going to use up the whole context window, but I will tell you that one of my favorite ways of getting more content out of this and not going with just the first thing it printed is coming back in and say, like, you read through it and you go, man, yeah, this works, or it could use this. If you even have one suggestion in your head that pops up that says, man, I wish I would have said this, or you've got to add something in, what you should say is at the bottom, love this, exclamation point. However, I'd like you to revise it and add these features onto it. Okay, you don't have to write the whole prompt again. It's just revise and add these columns or this information or this number of hashtags or this length of a caption or, you know, whatever it is that you want to enhance or revise what has already been given to you. And then it will just go back in and begin creating another table. Okay, so let me also just kind of tell you the reason why I only do 14 days is, again, because of the context window. Here's something that I would recommend that you do. Again, you want to save the responses into a Word document or on a spreadsheet. The reason being, when you start your new chat, right, because this context window can become full and begin repeating information or kind of making up things as like hallucinations, you know what I mean? You want to start a new chat. And instead of you going, oh, I got to write all that again, if you have these Word documents and you are subscribed to ChatGPT Plus, you can upload those documents and ask the chat to review the documents that you've uploaded, plain and simple, and then you can begin writing your content. So it would look like upload the documents, okay, review the following documents and begin giving me XYZ, whatever that goal is that you have for that particular chat. Okay, so that is what I have for you today. I really this is my ask, and this is again for people who are not necessarily tech savvy. They have an understanding of it, of ChatGPT, but they're not heavy users, but they want to be. Just review the first video, review this, and I want you to spend some time really thinking through some content that you can create for social media or for your business. I think that right there would help you out. Now, I actually, I'm going to extend this for about 10 more minutes. Let's set the dog collar business aside and let's think through using that custom tone of voice and that writing style that we put in there. And let's kind of pivot a little bit. So let's say, thank you. This is great. Now, here's the reason why I talk to this like this, because remember, I like the training part, and I'm okay with ChatGPT using the data that it pulls to begin developing this large language model out. And this is a human response. And for AI to really meet the needs of most people, and some of the goals that these engineers have is to make it more human-like. And so I don't just treat it like, boom, a machine, even though I know it's a machine. I'm not about to have a boyfriend on here, you know, that's named ChatGPT, but I want it to evolve to the point, or the engineers be able to evolve it and train it to the point where the natural language processing is natural. It's just like, okay, Steph, how you doing today? Matter of fact, I'll tell you a quick anecdote here. Not even an anecdote, it's a story, personal story. When ChatGPT first came out, and this is where I told you in the last video, my friend said, you go together with ChatGPT. I would put in the custom instructions not only to use my name, but I had instructed it to respond to me as if it were a person in the room. So ask me, display the pleasantries of the day. Ask me how my day is or something like that. The reason for that is because as I was using ChatGPT, it was becoming more and more like a personal assistant, true personal assistant. And it helped me relax in my prompt writing, and I was getting amazing. And I shouldn't say, I started getting amazing results, and some of those practices I still employ today, and I've noticed over time how it responds to me and gives me exactly what I need. So, okay. So I'm going to say, thanks, this is great. Let's get back to what this is. And I'm just going to tell it what I want to do. I want to pivot and create a new name for another business that focuses on, let's see, I don't know, cat scratch post, right? Can you provide me with 10 suggested names for that business? All right. Let's see what it gives us. Because I'm pivoting. So remember, I have some information plugged in on the back end. But we're just starting out, right? And here we go. Look at this. Look, perfect post. Tabby Towers. Again, 1% if you use any of these names. Even though ChatGPT came up with it, it was in my chat. So let's just kind of look at this as ChatGPT going, okay, well, this is what she's going with now. Now, watch this. Based on the above information on dog collars, can you create the same strategies as above? Because those are strategies, right? Let's just see what it does. Immediately, it says certainly. So what's it going to do is going to give me right above, it gave me 14-day social media calendar. And I don't even have to go in and tell it that I need the post, the text overlay, or anything. It's just saying, oh, okay, well, I already did that. Let me do that again. But now we're going to pivot and do the cat scratching post. Look at that weekend scratch deal. This is really hilarious. Look at that scratch post of the week, right? So again, you can expand on this stuff, but I just want to show you the power of how it is writing, and it's in a warm and friendly tone, but it's right to the point. It's not a bunch of fluff and all of that kind of stuff, and it gets right to the point, and that's the communication style that I like when using a ChatGPT. Now, you may want something totally different, but this works for me. And again, it stopped, look at that, at 13, asked me to continue generating. I'm going to do that. Now, let me just tell you, next week, when I come in and I do my next video, it will be in a new chat because I want you to see something. Again, it's not super loaded, but I'm going to create something totally different, and it may be based on this information, but I want to give myself space in order for ChatGPT to really use its power and come in and create some nice, fresh, robust information versus looking back at this previous information response and giving me kind of a regurgitated, add in a little new stuff information, because then your content becomes stale. So I wonder, I'd love it if that has happened to you where you've gone back into ChatGPT in the same chat and began writing, and you're like, Dad, it's not giving me what I want. Let me try it a different way. If that has happened to you, leave a comment, and I will just say up front that the reason for that happening is because that particular chat is quote unquote full. Okay, so Couple of points that I want you to walk away with today. Number one, it can be a great assistant for you if you put the tone of voice and writing style in it, because then it sounds like you. It's like, let me just add another me as an expert, right? Number two, tell it how you like to receive your information. I like tables and things like that, even though I prompted it to do that. I did so because I also like bulleted lists, and if I didn't specify, it would have given all that to me in a bulleted list. Number three, make sure that you save all of your information in Word documents or in spreadsheets. This way, God forbid anything happen, you accidentally delete one of your chats, it's still there. You still have access to it, as well as, last but not least, you can take those documents and add them into a new chat as long as you have ChatGPT Plus, and it can read or see those pieces of information without eating up your context window. So that's all I got for you. Again, I really love training. It's one of my passions. It's from my previous career. But the other thing that I really love is technology, and really sharing that information, in particular with women, minority women, and helping them out so that they can take advantage of it and democratize this wonderful technology that really can provide a great income for you as you begin to really harness the power of it. So next week, I think what we're going to do is we're going to go over the connection point of these tables and information in other products like Canva, so that you can begin producing products that, again, you can look at this if you want to on TikTok or anybody else's channel or post or thread, but you can begin producing products that could potentially bring you in an income. Okay, so just practice with the information that I have. Don't forget to click on the link in the previous video. Get those free profiles for you. I think you'll really enjoy those. Read the instructions on them carefully. You can kind of do that in conjunction with the first video and a little bit of this one, and just test out your prompts and see if it improves your ChatGPT usage. If it does, I would love it if when you open up those profiles at the bottom, you can give it a thumbs up or you can give it a star. Show me a little bit of love there, and then share the channel with your friends and your family, your co-workers, and let's all grow together. Okay, so like I said in my previous video, remember to love and care for yourself first, and then get out there and love and care for each other by sharing information like this. So peace out. My name is Stephanie, and this is Plat Chat AI on YouTube. Bye-bye.